What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Codename Wired. This is episode number 4. We've been framed. And first and foremost, we got to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Anthony Ramella from Shake and Bake Media, your one-stop shop for all things digital media. You need an advert done, you need an animated
intro,
ad intro, or anything like that. Go hit up shakeandbakemedia.com. And while you're at it, you can go follow him on IG. That's at I'm_Anthony Ramella. And you can also go over to Exotic Leaf for all of your CBD needs. You got pains, you got aches, you just want to get fucking high. Dude, go get some fucking CBD. Go pick up some fucking Delta 8. That's our boy, Anthony Ramella. Shout out to Anthony Ramella for sponsoring this show. Otherwise, I am one of your hosts, Duchess Coils, with my two fantastic hosts, Sloane, a.k.a. the Cloud Cartel, and my main man, Klowne, a.k.a. Jay. And yeah, this is your one-stop shop for all things building, from advanced all the way down to the beginner level. We're going to go through coils. We're going to go through hardware. We're going to go through everything. So buckle in or buckle up, sit down, relax, and just enjoy the show. We're going to get started with a little bit of a vape buffet, and we're going to go around, see what everyone's vaping on, and then we'll get into our main topic, which is a bit fantastic, especially since we're coming out of Mental Health Awareness Month. And yeah, so for me today, I'm using the Odium on the Burt from Unicorn. Got some quad core 28s on the inside with some not butterscotch. Wow, peanut butter custard. Sorry. And then I've got a little MTL set up. Broke back out the Vandy Vape Pulse 80 watt because I was like, bro, I want to squonk this motherfucker. So, and then I've got the Vandy Vape Berserker V2 RDA on top with one of my MTLs that I'm testing out.
You need a higher drip tip on that thing. You need a taller drip tip.
Yeah. Dude, you know what? With the MTLs, bro, I'm like a real big fan of these big, long, fucking dorky drip tips. I used to make fun of Nick for it all the time, and I was like, bro,
he's like, I get it now.
Yeah. and then I did it, and I was like, bro, this is life changing. But on the inside, got some of my main man over drips, strawberry custard, and then rocking the E-Leaf ice stick 50 watt with the Cognita or the Cog RTA, and got another one of my MTLs in there that I'm also testing with some of my main man Hogan's Yogurt's mixed berry lemonade at a 4.5. And dude, it's banging. So we're gonna pass this off to Sloane. What you got rocking today, my man?
Right, today I've got the Thelema with the OG recoil with a pair of my 26 aliens inside that. Banana Man. I've also got the drop 1.5 on the heavy hitter. I think that's a pair of my 27s in there. And in there I've got my favourite English liquid, Bloom Cucumber Cantaloupe. Fucking banging liquid.
Dude, that sounds real good.
Mate, it's unbelievable. So good. Got the billet box with the Hakuseda and a pair of my mouth to lung stagger fuse Claptons. In that.
He likes to make those, order them all up.
Fucking don't order them, mate.
Yeah, he absolutely loves making those fucking SFC MTLs. So everybody order those.
A little bit of me dies every time I have to make a pair. And in the Hakuseda, I've got World Enders by Jay. And in the Requiem single coil on the Odin 100, I've got a single stitched alien. And that is on, I'm not overly keen on this, but Fantasy Lemonade Ice. Just a little bit left in that. That's about it. Jay, what are you vaping on?
All right, so I went with the setups that I made the coils because I was like, I need to like represent, because I always forget to show the setup I have the coils in. But I have the turd on top of the vert, and in that I got some of that rectum balls. And then next I have a mystery liquid in this guy, but I have the Reload S on top of the Rebel Squonk. And that one I have the first Fralien I made. And then lastly, I have the Drop Solo on top of the SQ topside. And in that, I got the lychee custard I've been working on. and I think that one's ready to go. So I'm excited about that. I'm about to send it to some testers. If you guys want to be a tester, let me know, because I am willing to get more opinions than just the two I have so far. So if you are interested in some lychee custard, let me know. But in that, I do have a 28 gauge Fralian. So yeah. All right. I will say, what happened to Duchess goes last?
Yeah, he took over.
Mm-hmm.
I did take over, but to be
Because Bambi
fair, I
can't
also
fucking do it. That's why.
look, we didn't need another Bambi situation. All right, Sloane, I'm sorry, but we didn't need the opening to be like, "Hi everyone, welcome to another Codename Wired. I'm your host,
You
Sloane,
love it, really.
aka the Cloud
That's all
Cartel."
it is. You love it,
Like,
really.
no, bro, no.
But thank you for doing the intro, Duchess.
You're
Much
welcome.
appreciated.
See, look, I got a lot of energy, bro. I'm the hype man.
He's been drinking his coffee.
Probably.
I actually haven't had any coffee today. All I've had is this lemonade.
Looks good though. Dude, I want some lemonade now. Shit. I'm gonna have to do something about that.
You know what, dude? This is that frozen lemonade that you get at the fucking store.
Oh, the Minute
And
Maid stuff?
yeah, just except for it's the great value version.
Ah, dude, I haven't done that in years. Holy shit.
Yeah,
All right.
Is that better,
I'm a cheap
Anthony?
bastard.
Is that alright, Ramella? Apparently I was really quiet. It's because Duchess don't let me speak, that's why.
Also,
look,
we have
it's
our
'cause
mics turned up and you probably don't.
No.
Yeah.
Right, Duchess, do you want to take it away? As you're Mr. Hostess today.
I am actually. So at this part of the show, we're going to get into, before we get into our main topic, we're going to go over what we did last episode 3 weeks ago with our frame stapled coils. So Jay, what did you think about them, like overall?
All right. So we need Mr. Man to pull up pictures, or how are we doing this?
Yeah. Pull up the pictures, son.
Pull up them pictures. Well, okay, so frame
Why haven't you done it
staples.
yet? Hurry up, bro.
Well, Duchess is first on this. He's jumped the fucking gun.
But I'm the host. I get to make it in
You
any
can do
order I
however you
want.
want, man.
That's how I've loaded
got
them up.
control, sir. You got control. You got control. It's all good.
There you go. It should all
Either
pop
way.
over.
Frame staples are something I've tried before. That's not my picture, but yeah, we've done some frame staples before.
That's actually my picture.
I've tried them, but they never came out properly. So I was like, you know what? I know the guys are gonna hate me for it and all that. And I did even put it up to a vote because it was that or doing stovetops. And stovetop is something I've never done, so that would have been an interesting thing. I do have a lot of postless RDA, so either way. So yeah, I'm still looking at Duchess's picture.
Yeah.
Are we going
It's
straight?
fine. Look, he's got them in order. I guess we'll just do
That's
it.
right. Fuck,
We'll just
fuck
go.
you, Duchess. I've changed it now. You're a penis. Ginormous penis. Right, that should now be Jay's now.
All right. So yeah, like I was saying, I've tried frame staples, but I was like, this is something I want to revisit and properly do it. So this is me doing the stacking and all that. And honestly, even with that picture, I think I didn't have my ratios properly set up for what you need for the ribbon wire versus the cores, like the frames and stuff. And after talking to Sammy and him explaining it, and then I even looked at that chart you posted about like the wire thicknesses and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, okay, that all fucking makes sense now. Because I even tried watching some frame staple videos, and what is his name, Nick Devine. He actually goes in a really good like explanation on it, but for some reason I couldn't focus enough to watch the whole video to really understand the concept until like Sammy just wrote it out for me. Like it literally need to be written out for me for it to make like,
I think I might have watched that same video that you watched when he was like explaining it, and he was like, look, you got to do this many stacks of 0.3 and you got to do this many stacks of 0.4 in order to get to this gauge wire, etc. The only problem that I had with watching that video is it was a little bit stuttery because of, I don't know if it was his internet connection or if it was my internet connection or however the video was, but I had a problem watching it. But that's as far as I made it, and I thought it was real informative, at least to that.
Oh yeah, because I mean even the concept of 3.3 ribbon wire pieces equals the same as one 28 gauge piece of wire. So, and then like 0.4s goes with 26s, and they even do 0.2 wire now. So you could go as far down as probably like a 27 gauge or something like that.
Yeah.
So very interesting. So yeah, this is the first what's it called? The first frame staple I came out with, and I wrapped it in 40 gauge and it looked perfect. And then when I went to coil it, it moved the wrap for some reason. And I don't know if it was just too loose or just the wire didn't stick properly, but it moved around. That's why you see all the gaps and things like that. And it was whatever. It vaped well. So, you know, I felt I was on the right track to doing what I'm supposed to be doing and all that
Yeah.
shit. So
Yeah.
I do like this photo though, because like in part of those wraps, you can actually see like what it's supposed to look like on the
yeah,
inside.
you see the cores and stuff.
Yeah, I do like that when you see the ribbon wire
Mhm.
photos, especially on like the staggers
Yeah,
when you
dude,
can
that's why
see.
I want to learn how to stagger just to do staggered frames. Then this is the second attempt I did at it with like more of a proper 28.3 gauge, and those came out like at a point 0.1. I think there was like 6 pieces of the point 0.3 and then the 28 gauge frames, and I was able to do it in dual. So it's basically like running two uh quad core 28 gauge aliens if you want to put like those concepts together. And I put that in the turd RDA, and I'm still rocking it, and it's doing pretty good.
That first wrap looks so clean though.
Yeah.
That should be changing again in a second.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I always found when you're wrapping it, they do like to space a little bit.
They do, and I mean, it's just more trying to get that control down and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it's never an
Even like,
even space though. Like with
yeah,
aliens, I
even for
found.
Claptoning, it's like way different. And then
Yeah.
this was after 6 attempts at trying to do a Fralien. That's what I ended up with. That was attempt number 6. I went through a lot of wire and I went through a lot of headaches and a lot of getting angry and a lot of just like fuck this shit, because Fraliens actually wrap different than your standard alien would, because you're trying to make sure all the ribbon wire isn't bunching up. You're trying to make sure it stays put. And if you get a small twist, you're kind of going, oh, no, 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 the whole time. If you start
Yeah.
seeing it even start to twist even slightly, you're like, no, 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 no.
It
But
looks
yeah,
clean as fuck though. It looks really good. Like
yeah,
you got some really good wraps out of that one.
yeah. You can see on the leg right there, like there was a couple of mistakes, but hell, it made for a proper alien, a
Yeah.
Fralien, and all that. And that's it installed. And like I said, some of the wire did move on one of the ends, but yeah, you could see where I messed up. But dude, overall, that still looks fucking cool. Like again, these are things that like a year ago, if you were to told me, hey, dickwad, not only are you making aliens in a year, you're also gonna start doing Fraliens, I'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're full of shit.
um, yeah, you got one more picture coming up.
All right.
But yeah, no, you're getting really like your middle wraps on
Mm-hmm.
that picture. They're getting so clean.
Mm-hmm.
I really struggled, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
This is your last picture.
Yeah, and then this one was a 26 outer, and I think it was a point 0.3 inner. And that's where like I had talked to Sam. This actually took place before that. Like I talked to Sam, and you could tell like the alien wraps aren't proper and all that. They kind of look more like a thing like this. I don't even know what to call it, but they don't have that proper alien wave like they should.
Yeah.
But I had talked to Sam about it a couple of times, and I got that guy. And I mean, I'm rocking it. And it's vaping really well, but I might take another stab at doing a bigger one and see how that turns out.
So how did you feel, Jay, from the Fraliens compared to an alien? Did you notice any difference about it?
Yeah, no, like they do run a little bit hotter, but not extremely. Like I said, it kind of just goes more into like quad core territory.
Hmm.
So you do get a little bit more flavor, but I didn't have, like I will say, I know you mentioned during the frame staples, when the ones that you got done,
Yeah.
that there was some lacking flavor. I didn't have a lacking flavor, but I didn't notice that it enhanced anything, if that makes
Oh,
any
okay.
sense. Like I've always thought that like frame staples are nice and they vape very well, but And I'm not trying to rip on anybody that likes them. If you like them, you like them. That's your thing. But personally, I always found like as a builder, it's not worth the hassle when a triple core Clapton or an Alien does about the same.
Yeah.
You know?
No, who wants to go next? Duchess? Or do you want me to
Yeah,
go?
sure. Yeah,
Right.
I'll go. That's fine.
Oh, let me just load
Just
it up.
because you're controlling the photo, so it'll be a little smoother when you go.
Yeah.
There we go. You should be up and running. Considering you buggered up my method.
You're welcome.
Did you enjoy doing it though, Jay?
Oh yeah, of course, man. Oh, like I said, like I was saying before the show, we're pushing the boundaries on our building style.
Yeah.
Like for me, aliens were always the thing that I was on the hunt for because like anybody out there that has been struggling with aliens, keep in mind it took me 2.5 years to fully get the concept down, get my technique. I know some
Yeah.
people just get it right away. I mean, I know Demo got it within a week and a half.
Bloody hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Duchess,
it took
what?
me 9 months.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody learns at a different pace, so don't stress out. Just walk away from the project, come back to it later. But like I said, if you would have told me a year ago, not only can you make aliens now, proper ones, but you can make for aliens, I'd tell you to go fuck off because it took me forever to get to just an alien, let alone doing what we've been doing recently, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that the photo is up here, this was the wire when I finally got everything like stacked and like the frames were on there. This is already set up. Like this is ready to go for me
Yeah.
to actually wrap up the coils and actually create that frame staple. Um, and so this is what it looks like on the inside before you actually wrap everything up. Whether you're putting an alien over the top of it or you're just doing a normal Clapton, creating the frame staple, right, versus a Fralien. And if I remember correctly, I used, I think, 6 pi 0.3 framed in 28 for this. So I made sure all my dimensions were straight and they were good to go. This photo that you're looking at right now is what it looks like after you actually clapped it up before you coil anything. Which just a word of advice for anyone who ever gets to this step: if you ever get into building, um, you need to put a lot of tension on your ribbon because it doesn't really like to bend as well as round wire does. So it can cause issues. Things can collapse in the middle of trying to coil things up, etc. So I wanted a nice straight photo while while showing the production stages. So that's what you guys are looking at right there. Is this is what it looks like after all of that is actually claptoned up when it's still just in a stick itself. So, and I'm waiting for the next photo. There it is. So this is the framed staples, and they look a little rounded because of the way that I wrap things. I did notice that too. My aliens do the same thing because of the way that I wrap them. You never see the dent in them because of the way that I do my thing.
Like
Mine
I
always
will
come
say,
out sort of rounded. But
like if you actually feel on an alien or something, you could always feel a flat side and a round side.
Yeah.
And I always try to look for that flat side. I don't know if you ever do that, but look for that flat side. And that's where you get that
no,
little
I
indents and stuff.
do.
You do?
I do,
Okay.
but I mean, I've talked to Sammy about it and whatever else, and that's just the way that I wrap my things, right? Like
Okay.
that's kind of like my essentially my signature, right? Like that's how you know it's one of my coils because it's essentially like flipped over,
Yeah, it's not
right?
indented.
And then coiled. So this is the regular frame staples though, and those came out to a 0.12 for me. This coil that you're looking at, this was a special edition that I wanted to try to do like a small little weird like variation of it. So I was only using a single coil. This came out to a 0.26 for me, but I used a 4 ply I think 0.4, and then I framed it in a 28 actually for the ramp up because I wanted that smaller gauge in there.
Yeah.
And but the first thing that I did with this is essentially like a coil inside of a coil for me, just because I actually created the staple first and clapped into that wire, and then I framed it and then clapped into it a second time over the top of it, and this is actually how it came out. And dude, that the coil is rocking. Actually, I'm still using it. Like
Yeah.
production is really good off of it. So I'm really happy with how that came out.
For such a little coil, it pissed out a load of fucking vapor though.
Yeah, dude. And this is a 0.26 at 75 watts, and
Bloody hell.
it's roaring right now. So
yeah,
I'm real happy with it. And then this one, I'm actually gonna go back and I'm gonna redo this because I had a conversation with Sammy Nitro. Big shout outs to my dude Sammy Nitro. He's always there when I need a little bit of coil building advice. But this one was essentially the same as that last version. The only difference is that I tried to put an alien over the top of it. I did mess it up slightly. I was having a few problems with it, and I didn't do my math properly with accounting for all the different sizes of wire and like how big it was going to come out, etc., and whatnot. But I ended up creating a 4 or 6 ply rather 0.3, yeah, 6 ply 0.3, and I stapled it, and then I framed it in a 28 when I actually should have framed it in a 26, and that's why I was having so much problems because my ratios were actually off on this. So that's my fault because I didn't account for the extra space with that clapping wrap around the staple.
Still looks good though, man.
Mate, when you posted that, I was so fucking jealous. I was like,
dude,
bastard.
This actually came out real well, and I'm actually waiting for an RDA to get here, so I can actually rip that out of the RTA that I have it in, because that RTA that I have it in is trash and isn't keeping up with the wicking for some dumb reason. I have to constantly burp it. But this is actually how it came out. So I framed it in a 28, and then I put a 36 gauge wrap over the top of it. And then when I coiled it, you can actually see all the spaces in between, like the wrap, because it actually stretched it out like beautifully. So you can actually still kind of see what it looks like on the inside. So it's essentially like a Fralian, but I just stapled or I clapped in that ribbon and created a staple for the inside, so you guys can kind of see what all that is. And it actually is vapid really well. Like it holds up. It's just that the RTA that I'm using it in isn't very good.
Yeah.
Because it's the Kylan Mini from Vandy Vape, and it's trash. I'm not gonna lie, it's trash. that RTA is not very good, like at all. So I mean, unfortunately, that was the reality of it, but it does hold up really well. And whatever else, I will have to agree with Klowne here though, where I mean, you do get like a hotter, denser like vapor out of it, right? Like you get a little bit more flavor, but it's not like unless you've got one of those like super crazy fucking sensory palettes, right? Where you can taste every last little difference. Personally, for just the general public, you're really not going to notice that much of a difference between vaping a Fralian, whether it's in this specialized style like this or a normal Fralian, or anything versus, just doing like a quad core 28, or a normal like triple 26 or anything like that. So I mean, if these weren't so difficult to build and they weren't so time consuming, I would actually probably add these to my menu.
Oh, good. Do you know what? I'd fucking buy a pair.
Yeah, but I mean, outside of that, like it's just that time consuming and all the material that goes into it and everything else. Like I would probably have to jack the price up to like like $16 a fucking pair because of all the fucking labor that goes into it and all the
Yeah,
material
well, like
you have to use.
the tears, the blood, shit. I even poked myself with the core, so there was blood.
Yeah. So, I mean, but otherwise, I mean, I would add these. It's just I think I'm gonna have to wait on adding these later on.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I mean, I really, really, really fucking enjoyed it, to be honest.
What's up, Toonie?
So, what you got, Sloane? Show us your photos, bro.
Well,
tell us about your heartache over the last 3 weeks that we had to listen to you complain about.
mate, I think
we finished in week 1, right?
Yeah, I was still going until fucking the other day. I think the problem I had with them was I wasn't used to the prep time. Well, first of all, I decided to go without watching a video. So what I did was I thought, well, fuck it. I was a bit, to be honest, I was like Bobby Big Bollocks. I was like, I can fucking do it. Ain't gonna be that bollocks.
We actually sent links to you.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, fuck it. Let me see if I can do it on my own. Turns out you can't. What I tried to do was just to cut the ribbon wire into strips and then take the ends up and then put the frames on. And then I was spinning full pelt, which obviously it don't fucking work. And yeah, it was just a hot mess the first like 5 or 6 times. A little bit of my soul died within the first week. But I ended up just watching the video that you sent, but then I was watching Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
His one, and he was putting it through the swivels and then bringing them together at the end and stacking them.
Yeah, and I remember people used to do that. I was never a fan of that.
I've got, but that was
I do that.
That was the only way.
I do that. I'll pull off like if I'm doing like a 6-ply, right? Like I'll pull off 3 long ass fucking strands, right? And I'll put it through the swivel and I'll pull it through and make sure it's all nice together. And then at the end I'll just pinch it together and then take my pliers and pinch it just a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then I'll fucking I'll glue that, right? Because for some reason I have a problem with putting tape or wire on it in order to hold things in place.
Yeah, see, I like the glue method too. I feel it's more secure.
Yeah. I was just using.
I'll take like a long piece of round wire and then fold that through as well. So and just like slot the ribbon in between.
That's exactly what I did.
That way it literally just sits inside the ribbon, or the ribbon sits inside the round. And then glue that all over again. Make sure everything's nice and straight. Glue the end.
Yeah, that is exactly what I did. I ended up having to put the round wire through, but what I was using was I was going through so much fucking ribbon wire. I was using the little cut-offs to sort of just bind stuff together. And then what I was doing was once I got it in the chuck end, I then wrapped the whole thing in a little bit of ribbon wire, and I was doing like 8 wraps, moving it a little bit. 8 wraps, and I don't think I've ever wrapped that slow in my life. Yeah, so
I actually used one of my smaller drills to wrap, just because trying to do it with my big drill, it went too fast and it was just not pleasant.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. It did try and teach me a lot of patience. So I think the problem that I had, I don't know if you guys are the same, is especially with aliens, I don't. It's all second nature really now, and you can. I can pretty much do them on my normal drill full speed and with no real issues. And I think the whole fact of having to take your foot off the pedal and actually spend so much time prepping, yeah, I found that the prep was the key.
Oh no, yeah, with frame staples or Fralians, it's all about prep. Anybody will tell you it's all about prep.
I mean, really, any coil that you set up, it's always going to come down to the prep time.
Yeah, I always found there was more prep with the ribbon wire because I'm quite heavy-handed, and I found a lot of it when I was pulling it off. I was kinking the wire, so I was using like my nylon pliers to try and straighten it out. I didn't want to start doing the whole pull method, but I found some of them I over kinked it, and then I had to get rid of that wire, put another one in, and yeah, it was just I found it very, very time consuming. So I'm just flicking through these pictures because, to be honest, I'm not like the other guys. I completely forgot to do prep videos, pictures, and that because I was raging the whole time. I tried.
Even yesterday, he was still raging over that.
Yeah,
Dude.
I tried for the staggered fuse captains with the ribbon wire. The problem I had with that was I could get about 8 or 9 wraps in, and then I'd be getting a bit overexcited, and then I'd speed up, and then the whole thing would fucking collapse on me.
Yeah.
I wasn't really used to the whole slowing everything down.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was my main issue with the whole thing. Ribbon wire, I still hate it, but I really want to spend some more time with it because I think the problem is the ribbon wire I've had it for like 2 years, and it was a 0.5 and 0.1, and that was
and that would have been good for like a 24 frame.
yeah. And the problem I had that was all I had, and I've burnt through how much was this? I think I only used a little bit of it. 25 meters of it. It's all gone. That's how many times I felt. Oh, I used quite a bit of it, but I ruined it. I went through it so fast because I just. But I ended up trying to pre-set up about 5 or 6 ribbons, just so I know that if I buggered it in the bin, then start again on another one. Because once you bugger it, if you've got to go back to the beginning, it's that's another 15 minutes
Yeah.
out of your way. But
Yeah.
so I'll put it back to the main screen in a sec. Yeah, it was. I really want to spend a lot more time with ribbon wire, but more different gauge ribbon wire. So I think I was very limited in the ribbon wire that I have to what I could have done. And yeah, I will be making a another order for quite a bit of different gauge ribbon wires, and I will be trying it again. But for a vape, like one, I put them in the Nightmare 25. I liked it. I personally wouldn't vape them. I still preferred Aliens Stagger Fuse Captains because that's my preference. I'd pick them over most things.
Yeah.
But I found me personally, I thought it muted the flavour a little bit. But that was just my personal opinion. I don't know whether it was the way I built them. I don't know if it was just me preconception because I fucking hated making them and it was sort of a rage vape. I'm not too sure, but I do want to spend a hell of a lot more time with ribbon wire. And I know Duchess is going to do the next challenge, and I have a feeling he's going to fucking throw some more ribbon wire in there. So in a roundabout way, I'm happy that this show has pushed me to play about with it a bit more, because if it wasn't for this show, I never would have touched ribbon wire again.
You know what though? Like I have to agree with you on that. Like I mean, I didn't have as hard of a time as you did, right? Like you saw, I got three separate variations then. But to be fair, right? Like I also have a lot more time on my hands than you do currently. You know, with everything you've got going on with work and then having the baby soon and all that other shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's fine, right? But I definitely want to spend a little bit more time on it and kind of see what else I can do. Like I found myself the other day, like I was kind of actually starting to get interested in it. I found myself the other day watching a video on how to make a fucking suka, bro.
A what? Sorry?
Suka.
Oh.
A suka.
That's where the wrap is a ribbon wire.
Yeah, the wrap is the fucking ribbon, dude. And you gotta twist the ribbon up, and you gotta make sure everything is lined up perfectly.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. They do look good though. They look very ragey. But I think I do. I think I want to look more into the math behind it.
Yeah.
The different gauge ribbon wires. So I think if I paid a lot, if I took a couple of days and sat down and just gone through all the specs and the maths, I think I would have had a much easier time, and I could have actually.
that math concept down, it really actually helps quite a bit. It's
Yeah, because I
pretty
know
insane.
Duchess sent us that stuff, and I was
Mhm.
reading it, and I was a bit like, "Oh my god!" Like it was all just sort of. I tried to get behind it, but I obviously failed. I got the frame staple. I got the frame staple down, but yeah, I do want to move forward with it and see what we can do with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Right.
we'll work on it. I still have plenty of ribbon wire because I actually have 3.4 and 0.5. I have all of
Oh
those
blimey!
variations.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Yeah.
putting in an order in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I've only got 0.3 and 0.4 right now, so I need to
Yeah.
get some more. But anyway, since we're all done with that, we've gone through all of that. Actually, I do have one small question for you before we move on to like our main topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you try to build these in your new setup?
Once, and put it this way,
And how was your experience?
I nearly lost an eye. Put it that way, because I'm still trying to get used to the foot pedal.
Yeah.
Because if you push that one bit too much, it's just 6,000 RPM.
Does it have a like control for it to like turn it up or down?
No, it's just with your toe.
It's
But
just all foot pedal.
but you can feel the it's got like a clicker on it, so it
Mhm.
clicks, so you know where you're going. But I'd sort of balance one foot on top of the other and just sort of push my big toe on it, and that's how I've been doing my coils normally, and I've got more control. But on the ribbon, I just sort of pushed, and then because as I'm using fishing swivels normally, there you go. I say I don't break swivels. I've just pulled that off. Broke another pair. Where I
Know what you
normally
guys are doing.
where I normally just pinch, that's it, and that's all the tension. On the new drill, you really have to sort of wind it around, because I don't know if it's something to do with the RPM, just sort of unravels it. But then all the ends are going like this, the engine you're having to duck, and yeah, I nearly lost an eye.
All I'm saying is, I just remember before
Ow.
anybody thought of using swivels, they were just doing it with the wire swinging around up and down.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I
fuck
still
that.
remember, and I'm like, no, 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 no.
I've bought myself safety
So
glasses just in case. I don't think I've got them to hand.
so yeah, so main topic time. So this episode's main topic, especially because again, as I stated at the beginning, uh, we're we're just coming out of mental health month, which I mean, look, mental health month is every month, to be fair, right? At least in my opinion. I know we have a
Always
dedicated
take
month
care of
for it,
those
and
around
it's
you.
I know we have a dedicated month, and that's May, right? But mental health month is every month. So yeah, as Jay said, take care of those around you. It's okay to not be okay, right? If you need help, reach out to somebody. There's, I mean, if Addie could put those links in the chat for us. Also, thanks, Addie, for doing that
Earn,
stuff that you do.
earn.
You're a
You're
fucking
right.
magician.
We need to get Sloane a biker helmet. You know, just like a crotch rocket helmet.
Yeah,
Biggest
I've
coils.
got a torch for my head because my eyesight's fucked from my MTL staggered. So a
Yeah.
helmet is just going to add to it.
yeah. So, but our main topic is when considering buying new wire and not trying to let it get to you too much. Like, so this topic came up because I'm really fucking bad about this, and I'll fully admit that I'm horrible about it. Um, I always, I never consider my skill level based off of the hardware that I currently have, right? And if you guys have seen my IG, obviously you guys have seen the photos that we put up today. I really don't have a problem building. Like I kind of know what I'm doing here and there sometimes. But I always look at new pieces of wire or new pieces of hardware and I'm like, oh well, if I had that, if I only had that, it would make me a better builder. And that's not necessarily true, right? Like there's some hardware out there, right? Like I need I need a new swivel mount, right? Just because
Mhm.
I'm
Well,
I
yours is
can't do
busted
certain.
currently.
Well, no. That's just my swivels itself,
Oh,
not
okay.
my actual swivel mount. I need
Hmm.
swivels. but I need a new swivel mount itself, right? That's got some height on it because, like, if I wanted to build staggered frame Claptons, I can't do it. I'm limited, right? Because my drill lays down, and because I don't have that height, I have to figure out another round, or I have to figure out another way around being able to figure out how to actually stagger that fucking wire so I can
Yeah.
actually make them. Um, so, I mean, luckily, Sammy came in clutch once again for me. And we also, I think it's down in the description. I haven't looked at the description of the show today, to be fair. Um, but we did have some stuff. Yeah, it is in there.
Yeah, the
Building
Google Docs
guides,
down there.
tools. Yeah, the Google Doc is down in the description. But there's a link on there that goes to a company called Adam Custom Designs. And they make this real cool swivel mount that I wanted, that I'm probably going to end up buying. And that's only because it'll open up the realm for me of being able to do other types of builds. Like I know Sloane was trying to do staggered fuse, or the staggered stapled fuse Claptons, and I mean, I can't do them because I can't stagger right now because of the way that my setup is, right? And so
I've got to agree with Duchess because obviously I've upgraded my set, and mine was purely because my whole build was full. My build rig at the time was falling apart. But
Yeah, I mean, you've had you always said you had an older drill and you just
oh,
needed something a little
yeah,
faster.
and
Also.
obviously the swivels are going and that. And what I've found is that normally I build probably about that far off the table. With the new build rig, it's literally like this far off the table. So obviously I need to now put it on a box. And what I found was going from looking straight ahead to going down threw my whole game off.
Yeah, I mean,
Completely threw it.
I've always spun with the drill standing up.
Yeah.
So like seeing those new setups, I want to try them, but the drill laying on the floor, on the basically on your
yeah,
table or
with it being
whatever,
real low
that
pro.
would throw me off so hard
Well,
because I've never built that low.
the problem I had is when I bought the drill, I knew really nothing about building. And what a lot of you need to remember is that some drills, when you put them on a table, they're arched upwards. So you need one that's flat. So what I end up having to do was, I'll show you what I end up having to do.
Yeah, because I mean, this guy, it actually has a bit of a upper angle.
I end up just getting an articulated vise and sticking the drill on it and putting that on the table, and then you're good to go. But obviously that cost me an extra 15 quid or something like that. So I think a lot of the times for people, like if you're anything like me, you're like, I need a drill. You just buy a drill. And then you don't take the time to actually think, hang on, what do we actually need? I think because I know I had the problem. My initial startup was so much money. I think all mine was nearly 200 quid, because then I was just buying stuff on the spur and not actually sitting back and thinking, is this going to work for me? But going back to the difference between the two different drills, I don't need the new build setup. Technically, I could have just bought a new vise and a better swivel, and I'd have been good to go. But I took the hit and actually went and bought it, where technically I didn't really need it. So I think when people saying, "Oh, if I done this, if I get this, it makes me a better builder," it's not the case.
Well, I mean, even like for the frame staples that I did, I used my mid-level drill for that because I just couldn't with my bigger drill. It goes too fast.
Yeah.
It gets really sloppy, and so I had to use that drill. And I mean, I even still have my original drill, and it's like a little guy that only goes up to 500 RPM.
Yeah.
And that fucker's slow for trying to do Claptons, but I remember starting out with that thing and experimenting with a bunch of things, and I stuck to that drill for a long time. Then the other drill is just the batteries don't last as long, so I was like, I'm gonna just get a new drill. So that's where I got that rigid one.
Yeah.
But and I've had that thing for like 2 years already, so I'm kind of about due because the batteries aren't lasting as long, and I do want to try and see if the warranty holds up still. But beyond that, like I do want to try the bigger ones just because trying to do decors for like decors a stupid fast drill, you fucking seconds. But other than that, really, I mean, it all still falls up to your skill level. What have you,
Yeah.
if you put the time and effort to learn how to do these things? I mean, that's really.
Yeah.
Well, if you could
Yeah,
even
because I
look at
mean
it to the
that's
point of MTAC, if you look at his videos, his swivels are attached to a little bit of wood, and he just
Mhm.
lays his drill. You don't need to spend 2, 3, 4, 500 quid. There's some of
Mhm.
those. If you go to like some of these companies that do like the build rigs, and you want to get the drill, you want to get the swivels, you want to get the chuck ends, you want to get the core stabilizers, you're going up to probably 400, 500 quid.
Mhm.
And for something
No,
that's a
yeah, I mean,
hobby, you don't need to spend all that.
yeah, no,
I personally feel.
it's one of those weird things. Like, if you want to get it, get it. I mean,
Yeah,
I have no issue with you getting it. I
you don't
really,
need
it's
it
really
though.
your call. It's not needed. Again, it just falls into your skill level and putting the dedication. I mean, it's like Ern said, tool doesn't make the job. Doesn't make the tool can make the job easier, but you have to have the drive inside of you to make anything work
Yeah.
successfully. It's a very true fact, honestly. It just like I've been building for close to probably 5 years now.
Hmm.
And like I said, it took 2 years to get aliens down, 2.5 years. So I've only been doing aliens for like the last year.
Yeah.
yeah.
And by today's standards, aliens is a pretty standard build. I remember when they first came out, they were like the hot new shit and they were super fancy. I mean, at that point, even fused Claptons were considered a fancy build.
Oh
But
really?
yeah, oh yeah, at one point, fused Claptons were considered a fancy build because it took more effort than round wire or Clapton.
Well, when I
Yeah.
when I when I
Yeah, I
started
mean,
building, the guy at my local shop just turned around to me and was like, "The first ones you got to be able to do are aliens. Nobody wants anything lower than an alien." Like what? That thing looks bloody difficult, but it's the way of the world now. Like obviously things progress, but even a fused Clapton, I still enjoy a fused Clapton. There's nothing wrong with a fused Clapton, but people don't. A lot of people just want aliens and above.
yeah. Yeah, I mean like because I mean again, I'm real fucking bad about it, right? Like I probably could be a lot further along, like in in my building career, if you will, right? Than I actually am. But
Mm-hmm.
I can't I have a problem with getting out of my own head, right? Like that's where that old saying comes in of you're your own worst enemy,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, right, like I have a problem with being like, oh, okay, well, I don't know if I mean I see all these like crazy ass fucking builds, right, from like Chris Coil creator and proper coils. Shout out to my dude actually for being in the chat tonight. um you know, Sammy Nitro, Adrian Oxide, even Addy has had some really badass fucking builds and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, those look cool as shit, but I don't think I could ever fucking do that, right? And then I start
Mm-hmm.
doubting myself,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I don't know, right? And then I just never fucking attempt it until we actually did these frame staples, and then my mind started wandering all over again, and I kind of started getting back into it, and I was like, fuck it, let's fucking go for it. I mean, we're already doing it anyways, right?
Yeah.
But then again, I have that problem where it's like, well, I don't have this specific fucking hardware, so I can't do anything. Like
Yeah.
I'm kind of I'm I'm an amateur fucking builder because I don't have, you know, X, Y, and Z fucking hardware. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And
Yeah.
so it really kind of like from a mental perspective, right? Like it really can bog you down and like hold you back a little bit, like that self-doubt, you know, it it's really detrimental,
Mm.
you know. So I mean, that goes, you know, the same for really anything. But considering that this is the coil show, you
Yeah.
know, talking specifically hardwares and making coils and stuff like that, like it really is held me back from being able to do anything. Like I probably could have got that fucking the swivel that I'm now looking at, um, you know, and done staggered fuse Claptons fucking ages ago, right?
Yeah.
But I was always like, oh well, I'm never gonna do them, and I don't like them, and I mean, I don't even know how to do it in the first place. So
Yeah.
What's the fucking point, right? And it's just the same thing. Like my drill and my swivel, they work perfectly fine, right? Like this
Yeah.
bad boy spins at almost 2,000 fucking RPMs. Like I'm good,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm not real worried about it. Um, and I got a nice, swivel mount and everything else. I do need new swivels because I fucked my shit up. Um, but it's just really trying to figure out how to get rid of that self doubt
Yeah.
and get out of my own head when I'm just like, again, like, well, if I only had this piece of fucking hardware, or I had this tool or that tool, or whatever it is, when it comes down to actually trying to get to that end goal, right?
Yeah.
Of making whatever I'm trying to make, would make me a better builder. That's not true, like in the least, right?
Hmm.
Um, and so it's just one of those. It's one of those things that you have to have. I mean, it is a personal problem, but at the same time, like, I know that I'm also not the only fucking builder
Definitely
that
not.
thinks that way,
Definitely not.
right? So, I mean, whether it's coil building or anything else, don't be scared to reach out. Like, I talk to Sammy Nitro constantly, and I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm having this problem with this, with this type of coil, and I'm not 100% sure how I should go about doing this. And then Sammy goes, look, buddy, here's what we're gonna do, right? And he grabs his phone, starts putting everything in for me automatically, and he's just like, this is how you're gonna work this out. This is the parameters you're gonna use. And he gets me all nice and set up, and it gets me back on that straight and
Yeah.
narrow and out of my head. And then I just fucking go and do it.
I like
Yes.
when you said, "Hey, buddy," I heard his voice.
Yeah,
'Cause that is Sammy.
because that's what Sammy does. He goes,
Yeah, I know that's
all
what
right.
Sammy does.
See, I'm a little different. If as you say, everyone's different. If I'm getting into a bit of a rut with things, what I have to do is I have to then stop what I'm doing, make something I know I can do. So I'll make an alien, or I'll make a normal stagger fuse Clapton, or even a fuse Clapton, and I'll put it in a build, and I'll sit there and I'll vape it, and then I'll go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
See, because if I don't do that and I keep trying, then nothing, no one can say, or no videos will help me because I'm in that mindset that I can't do it. So I have to then do something that I can do, and then while I'm sitting there vaping, I'll get on YouTube, or I'll talk to the guys, you guys, and that, and just start asking questions, and then I get back on that mindset. Right, I can probably do it now. But
Yeah, but first, you try it without any knowledge
yeah,
whatsoever.
I know it's the wrong way of doing it.
Even though we sent you the stuff 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
Mate, you got to give it a go. 99.999% of the time, it don't work. but because
just remember, Sloane likes to give himself headaches and then try to ask the questions.
yeah, I think it's
when the questions are presented.
I think it brings you back to when I first started building, because I didn't speak to nobody. I didn't know anybody that built. Where it was just
same
more
here.
guesswork for me, and that first Clapton that I made with no help, I was it gave me a really nice sense of achievement, and I'm sort of obviously chasing that every time, and I always go the same way. I'll try it without knowing, thinking, just looking at it, going, how did he do that? And then try it, and obviously fail, and find out where I failed. Then I'll start watching videos and go, okay, he's done it this way. It was like, it's even down to like core stabilizers. I tried fucking everything. I tried the what's it called? This what Duchess uses, paper clips and all that lot. Didn't work. They were flinging off. I ended up just watching a random video with a bit of Lego, and I was like, sweet, let me try some Lego. Nicked some Lego off my nephew, and it worked perfectly for me.
Yeah, I've tried pretty much everything when it comes to core stabilizers, bro. Like, these Pacinos are okay, but the problem that I have with them, right, versus the way that I build now, which I don't use anything on my wire. Actually, I just go to fucking town. To be fair, because I've figured out a way that works for me to be able to do it that way. Um, but using things like this, or using things like paper clips, or that little clamp thing that you have, Klowne.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
they're around here
you
somewhere.
know, I have a problem with them, right? Like mostly with these, just because like they give me that weird illusion. I don't know if anyone else has had this fucking problem if they've ever used patinos, but they give me that weird illusion where you have to actually put more lean on the wrap wire than is
Oh, dude, I
actually
I
necessary,
can't
and then
alien with
it
those
it
for
it
anything.
fucks your yeah, dude. It fucks up your gapping.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
To be
I've never used
fair,
them.
good shout out, Ern.
Yeah, I've never
But no,
used
yeah,
them.
I can't alien with the patinos, and that's what they're made for. So it makes me laugh every time. But for me, those never work. The little clamp guys, I like those because it gives me a little bit more control, and I get to use my entire wire. Because with the patinos, you end up losing that last bit that it's sitting on.
Yeah.
So once you
Yeah,
make it to the end of your run, you lose that bit, and I hate wasting material, to be honest. Like, I know if I fuck up a coil and I waste material, that's one thing. But if I'm wasting it because of my tools, I
It's a
don't know, my
different
OCD
story,
goes
yeah.
crazy. But yeah, I will say as like a piece of advice that was given to me, to all anybody trying to learn any build, don't feel bad for starting out small. Like Sammy Nitro seriously told me, don't be ashamed that you can only do one stick at a time, because that's how I make aliens. I do them one at a time. It's a bitch and it's time consuming to a point, but I can't do long runs like Duchess or Sloane. So for me, that's how I work, and I managed to get through. Because honestly, I build mostly on my breaks at work because that keeps me up at night. Because I'm seriously an overnight worker, so that's how I waste my
Yeah.
time on my breaks. And
yeah.
in like the 15 to 20-minute break that I take, I manage to get about 4 to 5 alien sticks out
That's really
in that
good
amount of
though.
time.
It's still
Yeah.
a decent amount.
So I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, I have to agree with Clown here though, right? Like, don't be, um, sorry, I got distracted by the chat because proper Quails. Um,
yeah, they're very
he said he
inconsistent.
found, yeah, he found them to be inconsistent too.
It's
Like,
because that like that 3D material, if it's not worn down enough, they do not skate across your wire properly. You
Yeah.
have to
yeah,
wear them in quite a bit.
Well,
And if you
the
yeah.
wear
the
So,
them
but
down
video
too
the
far,
video
I
looked
mean,
fucking
work.
brilliant though.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
but I
video
mean,
when
I
he was
have to
doing it
kind
was
of,
just all over the shop.
yeah, I have to agree with Clown here though, right? Like, don't. I mean, even if you're just starting out, right? Like, you wanted to get into building, which I mean, if you want to get into building, send us a little email, codenamewired@gmail.com. Shameless plug. Um, you know, but I mean, like I said in the first episode, I started with the data list of all
Hmm.
fucking things,
Hmm.
right? And I had a whole automated system ready to
Yeah.
go,
But I mean,
right?
there's no
Like
shame in the
system did
data
it
list,
all for
honestly.
me.
If that's
And
all you
then
can do, then
no,
do it.
and that's fine, right? Like
Hmm.
you got to work with what you have, right? That's kind of what got me into where I'm at. And then
Hmm.
like slowly over time, over the 8 months that it took me to learn how to do aliens, you know, or 9 months, whatever it was. Uh, I slowly started like incorporating new pieces of hardware. So like I got rid of the drill first and foremost because that drill is not good for doing really anything except for Clapton's.
Hmm.
Um, and then so like I got a new drill, which actually is this $20 fucking bad boy from Walmart, which actually did help. Um, and then eventually I upgraded my drill again a second time. Um, but then after that, like I got new swivels, and then I eventually got a new swivel mount, you know, and then just kind of like started piecing things together and stuff like that. And then um, I started like upgrading my wire to, you know, I upgraded my wire from wire optim to kidney puncher, which if you want to use wire optim or you want to use twisted messes or kidney puncher or whatever it is, look, do you, right? Because
Yeah.
you got to work with what you have and what you can afford, and there's no
Hmm.
shame in that.
Or
One
what you're willing
fucking
to
bit.
spend.
Yeah, I mean, I give Clown shit for it, right?
Yeah.
That's just what we do.
Oh, dude, we give each other so much
We
shit. Like I said yesterday, I'm glad you can take a joke because any other person would have already torn into me about how much I pick on
yeah, you
you.
know, but in all seriousness, like you work with
Mhm.
what you have and what you can afford, what you
Yeah.
like, You know, like it's going to come down to personal preference, and I guarantee you, there's someone out there who's going to vape like you, right? They're going to be like, bro, these are fucking banging. Thank you for creating this for me, right?
Yeah,
And you're going to get some prompts for it. So, I mean, it really just comes down to like your mental health, and then just like um, you know, trying your best, and just kind of always trying to push yourself forward. And if you ever feel that you're kind of being held back, like there's always someone out there that can help. We actually have a Discord now for our show.
oh
We've got
shit, yeah,
tons of builders. We've got tons of builders in there. So I mean, even then, you know, you could just, you know, type in the wire talk or just a general chat and be like, hey, I'm having a problem with this, and someone will gladly be there to help you out, whether it's myself or it's one of these two gentlemen, if it's lethal, kosher coils, like
Sammy,
i don't I don't
we're
know
all
how
in the
many of the
group at this
builders
point.
we have in there.
yeah. We got a
Yeah,
good amount
you
of
know,
people in that group.
so I mean, never never doubt yourself, right? Again, I know I have a huge fucking problem with this, and luckily I have a really good support system.
We'll
So
tell you what's what when we need to.
I
Yeah,
just saw
I have.
Jedi's thing. Apparently, looked like someone out of Hawaii 5-0.
No, he's Margaritaville.
Yeah, he's from Margaritaville.
We had this discussion before the show. He's Margaritaville. He listens to
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett now.
Way
Mate,
to
we had
go,
a little
Jimmy
bit of
Buffett.
sun, so I
He's
got
a
the shirt
parrot head.
out.
You know,
Yeah,
and,
sorry, Duchess.
and no, it's fine. You know, in all seriousness, like again, I know I'm real bad about it, right? And like I have huge problems with being like, oh, I'm not gonna ever be able to do that.
Yeah,
Like that's way above my fucking level, you know. Um, but that's why we have a good support system. I've got the Stooge, I've got the Codename Wired Discord, I've got Lethal's Discord, which has a bunch of builders in it. You know, and it's just it's always a great community. So don't be scared to reach out. Like you're having a problem, tell someone, right?
I think
We'll be there to help you.
the great thing
Maybe
about
someone
the
has gone
vaping
through it,
community.
and yeah.
Go on, Duchess. I butted in again.
Oh no, it's all right. I was just gonna say, I mean, maybe you're having the same problem that someone else, like that maybe slightly more advanced than you now, had back then when they were trying to do that same thing, right? And then they can
Yeah.
give you some pointers on how they got past it, right? That'll help out.
Yeah, no. What I was trying to point out is basically saying similar to what you were saying. Is the great thing about the vaping community, especially when it comes down to like coil builders and liquid makers, even if it is it's your business. If I've gone to say Duchess J, or even if I went to Proper Cause, and I've been to Oxide a couple of times, said I've had an issue with this, they're more than happy help you, and they'll help you and push you to actually be able to create the build that you wanted and improve it, which I don't think you find in any other business in the world or any other hobby in the world. I don't think they're as giving as they are in the vaping world, especially the coil building world that I found, which I think is really
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, it's the same thing in the DIY world
Yeah,
too. Like you're having a problem with the mix, and someone will be like, "Oh, okay, well, let me see your mix. Oh, well, here's your problem. You need to turn that down to 1% instead of using it at 2.5."
yeah. So everyone's out there to help each other. I don't think I would have been able to get as good as a build as if it wasn't for the people in the Discord and everyone that are just talking. And it's not even giving you techniques; it's giving you the push to be able to do it. You think, oh, like I've just managed to do another stitched alien. And the only reason I've done that is because I've been talking to loads of people about different types of coils, and I was like, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to give it a go. And I managed to do it. But if the people weren't there, I'd have been like, can't be arsed, I'll just stick to normal
Yeah.
aliens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what though? I thought about giving those a try again because
Yeah.
I mean I had a conversation with the Stooge, and Sammy was just like, well, so that way your inner wire, right, your stitching wire,
Yeah.
your 40 gauge or whatever you're using,
Yeah, 40.
right, doesn't get snagged, because I was having a problem with, like, I would stretch it, right, and everything would be fine, and I would actually leave it on the fucking spool on purpose and just like pull the spool with me.
That's what
That
I
way
do.
I knew I had enough.
And then
I
clip
knew I had
it.
enough wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like, give yourself an extra like 3 or 4 feet of that stitch,
Yeah.
so that way it doesn't get snagged on the end as it's trying to feed, because maybe you don't have enough.
Yeah, mine snags. It all bunches up right round the end. That's why I only managed to get. Well, I just shot with 2 coils, so I only whacked the one in the Requiem just to give it a go. But even trying to do that, if it wasn't for the people in the Discord and just general vaping community, I don't think I would have bothered doing any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna give interlocking aliens a try.
Oh yeah, they do look good.
That's a bit of a difficult thing to do, because you gotta make sure that clapton is the same on both.
Yeah, someone told me you have to parallel wrap and then stretch them together. So even trying to figure that one out is, I think that's going to be one of the challenges probably coming up.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
But Tom, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
Like I said, I mean, don't feel bad just because you don't get it immediately. Even on your 10th try, your 20th try, it's just give yourself time. Sometimes just take a step back, go get you a drink, go take a vape, whatever, and don't put too much stress on yourself over it, because that will just stagnate you more than actually help you. And sometimes push your own boundaries. I mean, I do feel that coil building to an extent has gotten very stagnant because we haven't really seen any new proper builds in more recent days. Because we have all these styles, and I mean, it gets to a level of what new can you really make?
Yeah.
Because we're very limited to our materials and yada yada yada. But you still do see the artsy stuff that comes out. Even like yesterday I posted that ridiculous like
yeah
loop coil thing.
Oh yeah,
on our chat. And
I'll pull it
but
up
I
while you're
mean,
talking.
but those are more or less just wire art versus actually usable coils. And it's one of those things, you might stumble across something that nobody's done before. You never know, honestly. I mean, that's how the alien and the clapton and the fuse clapton came along. The frame staple, it's just people that took a chance on something nobody's done before. And it's one of those things of just sometimes push your boundaries, but don't get stressed out about it. It'll just hurt you more than help. Yeah, that thing.
Keep on trying to wick that. It's like a whole pack of cotton bacon.
You couldn't even put the top cap on that. Wicking it.
Yeah.
Right. This was posted by Twisted Messes, right?
I think so. I don't remember who I got it from. I just remember I screenshotted it and sent it to you guys, and I even showed it to my wife, and she's like, "That's a roller coaster. That's not a coil."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like when I try to do these, like because I do want to try to get into more of the exotic builds, right, and just kind of keep pushing my limits on what I can and can't do, right? Like what's actually possible with wire. I like to call it wire manipulation, right? Because that's exactly what we're doing, right? We're just manipulating the wire to form, said coil. But I want to, as I'm trying to get into this, like I want to try to like explore more into it and get to a point like that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't want it to be that fucking crazy, because I want it to actually still be at least somewhat functional, so I can vape it and then be like, yeah, this is fucking trash. Never doing this again.
Yeah. I think
Mohawks.
Oh fuck! Do you know what? When I managed to smash through some Mohawks, they look pretty. They vape horribly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard that several times.
And I made I was really proud of them. So I took loads of pictures. I've done a Mohawk. I'm well happy. Whacked them in, wicked them all up, ready to vape. I was like, oh. It's just so these are rubbish. So I threw them out and put in a pair of aliens.
Really spitty, and it's a big fat no.
Yeah, no, I didn't like them. They look pretty. I'd done a bit of a stitched Mohawk once by accident, and they look really cool. But I didn't have enough for like a 5 wrap. I managed to get like a 3 wrap out of it, and I thought I'm not even going to attempt to put it in. Just stood there and looked at it for 10 minutes.
That's like
Dude, I would have
first
chucked it in. Yeah, dude, I would have chucked it in an Addy, bro, and took a fucking badass photo, and then whacked that motherfucker straight to the bin.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell.
Oh yeah. If you guys would have seen some of the stuff I did when I first started building, they look god awful, but I was trying out new things, and because I was doing like Claptons, and I would twist them, and then I would try to like helix this thing over that thing, and it's just they look so bad. I saw
Yeah,
pictures
I mean,
somewhere.
I did have my mind wandering a little bit, and I mean, I'm kind of starting to come out of that shell of being scared to do things, right? Especially after doing that weird Fralien that I just did.
You see Anthony Romello's comment?
Yeah, no.
He's giving us show ideas.
No, Anthony. No. But I mean,
we could stagger it and then try to alien it.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't. I'm sure it's a lot harder than it actually looks, right? It didn't look that hard, right? But I was watching this video from Homeboy on how to make a stapled helix.
Yeah,
it's all done by hand. He didn't really use his drill for anything, right? Other than twisting the actual frames. But then seeing the twisted frames, I was like, well, I wonder how it would come out and how it would vape if I took like a dual 28 on both sides or a triple 28 on both sides or whatever, right? And took two sticks of it, right? Just enough to make like a single coil and twisted them together to create those frames.
Yeah.
Right. And then did the helix that way with those twisted Clapton or the alien sticks together, and again, made the frames with them, and like had all the ribbon wires set up and everything else, and then stapled all that shit together.
Yeah.
So my mind is kind of like wandering now, which I think is a good thing, right?
You got that little spark going again.
Yeah,
and I think that's the whole thing about this coil game. It's just keeping that spark going, because it can so quickly just go, and you get into a little rut. I know I hold my hands up. I've been in a rut quite a few times where I can't get my head around anything. I know Duchess probably. You've been in a rut once or twice.
Oh yeah, dude. I've had like nights where 100. Like I just have my stuff set up, and out of nowhere, just like the wire won't cooperate. I am skipping too many things, and I'm having to restart too often. And I've hit that point of like, I'm walking away from this before I start throwing things.
Yeah.
Dude,
not my place.
I mean, I've had moments where like none of my hardware wants to work for me, and then I'm just like, fuck it, I need to get all new fucking hardware. This is dumb.
Yeah.
And like then I at the same time, like I started doubting my own skill level and everything else, and I was like, can I even actually still do this? Like, is this something that's feasible, right? Because like I used to run into that builder's block.
Yeah, I've had that quite a few times.
Nothing would work for me, and it was like a couple of days of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, why can't I do this?
Yeah.
Right? And nothing seems to work. And then out of nowhere, I figure it out all over again.
Yeah. I've had it where I can't even decor properly. I had it once really bad, and even trying to do a decor, I would fuck up just a basic Clapton, and then I'm like, fuck it, I'm going, and then I'll just go off and do something else. And I don't think I went back to build. I think I took a good week and a half off. Just didn't even go anywhere near my build table. I was like, I'm done. That's it. I'm done. And then obviously you calm down, and then you go back with a fresh mind. And if you sit there and take your time, once you get into that groove again, you're flying again. But I've had it really bad. Obviously not being able to even do a basic Clapton. Or you try and do an alien, just a basic 26 gauge tricore alien, and everything collapses up on you, and you're just like, hang on, I can normally do these with pretty much my eyes closed, and now I can't even get like 4 wraps. I've had it like that, and just get up and walk away. Because if not, A, you're wasting shitloads of wire, and B, you're just going to wind yourself up. And I know that's why I've sat here and just started swearing at my
I don't know
drill.
if you can see that, but look at that.
Bloody hell.
That was like this mishmash of fuse clapped in with round wire, and I don't even remember what I was going for, but I did something there.
Yeah.
But did it vape?
Even
yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's all that matters.
Oh, yeah, I've done it for a while.
I mean, even now though, right? Like, I know what I said on Friday, right? And unfortunately, I have to postpone things a little bit because I ran into a small issue. But I mean, even now, like I'm trying to do these MTLs, right? And for some reason, it's just not wanting to work with me, and the wires twisting up, and it's like legit like creating like a twisted fucking core.
Bloody
right?
hell.
And I'm trying to like alien over the top of it, and it just wants to twist up, and nothing seems to want to like work for me and everything else. And so I'm running into a bit of difficulty. And it's only, for some reason, it's only with the dual 30 gauge. I didn't have a problem with the triple 32s.
It's funny because I had full on issues with the dual 32s that I tried doing a while back, and then like 30 gauge is a lot simpler to me. So like we're having the reverse issues.
Yeah, it's real weird. So like I'm running into issues and stuff because I was trying to have testers out this weekend, right? Like I was gonna spend the afternoon after the show getting a bunch more shit done, but with the complications that I've ran into, I'm actually just gonna step away for a day, and then I'll come back with a fresh head.
Yeah, take the evening off. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need just don't piss yourself off even more when you physically can't do it. You just need to move away. It's like when you're talking about your mouth to lungs all buckering up. Like I have an issue with my mouth to lung stagger fuse Claptons, whereas the staggers are 40 gauge, and I find it so difficult to see the wire. So I then have to get the macro lens out on my other phone and look at it through my phone just to be able to see it. And if I'm not in the right frame of mind, that's it.
This wire's tiny, right? Like you can obviously barely see it, and I'm trying to stabilize as much as possible, but you can see there's a bunch of like twists and everything else in that wire, and it's just I can't get it to like stay straight. Like my swivels are stuttering on me real bad now. And the wire doesn't want to stay flat, and like I've got all these like, if I can stabilize this enough, I got all these real fucked up wraps and shit on it where it bunches up on me. I'm just like, really? This is bullshit. So
you're gonna go for the ball bearings rather than the actual fishing swivels?
Yeah. So because right now, I think Addy said he's using the same ones that I'm using, but these are the swivels that I'm using right now. These Crocs, and they're actually really good. Don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
But they're starting to stutter on me a little bit, so I need to.
I use this now.
I need to buy new swivels. Oh, dude, I'm about to buy one for sure.
Yeah. Do you know what? You can tell the difference between them and the fishing swivels. Well, as you just saw, another one's just broken on me, and that's probably about my 12th pair.
Yeah.
And once they start stuttering, even when you're doing aliens, if you look at it, you can see the little waves in the actual the wraps.
Yeah. So I mean, I need to get new swivels, unfortunately, but I mean, actually, we'll talk about it after the show. Never mind. But is there anything else you guys wanted to add to this main topic? Was there anything else that we could have possibly missed?
Just get what you can afford and don't panic. If you want help, join the Discord or ask anybody that you know that makes coils, and everybody will help. If they don't want to help you, come to us. We're more than happy.
Even had like Turd and AJ Holland fucking reach out and like give me some tips and stuff on
Yeah.
what I can do. So I mean, you could even go that far, and they're all willing to help. Seriously, everybody in this community is willing to help as far as like DIYers are concerned, whether it's liquid or coils. People are all up for helping.
But if you're looking for new stuff, as we said earlier, there's a Google document in the description, and we're not saying get this. They're just giving you ideas of what we've either got or we reckon, or it's mainly Jay that put the document together, of things that we can use, that you can use. If you can't afford it, get a bit of Lego to stabilize your cores. Use a paper clip. Just use what you've got. And if you're determined enough and got the time, I can guarantee you'll be able to make a puck of coil.
Yeah.
That's my ending statement.
So cool. Well, that looks like it might be, yeah, about right on schedule.
Yeah,
Looks like
126.
it's about time. Yeah, it's about time to start wrapping this bad boy up. And so you're gonna love this, Sloane.
Oh fuck me.
I
Oh
got the build
shit.
for you. I got the fucking build for you, my man.
Break out the ribbon
We're
wire.
gonna,
Do I need to order fucking more ribbon wire? Well, I am anyway. But am I gonna have to order another
Yeah.
like 100 foot?
yeah, bro, because we're doing sukas. I'm just kidding. That's not actually what we're doing.
I've actually started writing
it.
it.
I just wanted to fuck with you because it's funny as shit. I see that terrified child look on your face, and you're just like,
The squirrel in front of headlights.
He went from Bambi to Bambi's mom.
Yo. you had that look like you broke your mom's expensive fucking vase, and your dad was gonna beat your ass when he came home from work.
That's happened quite a few times. So go on, Duchess. What is it this time?
So there's a caveat to this, all right? We're gonna make it slightly more difficult for you than
Okay,
it is
cool.
for Jay and I, right? Only because this is something that we know you can already do.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna do staggered framed Claptons.
Staggered frame Claptons.
Or sorry, staggered fuse Claptons.
Okay.
I apologize.
That's
Staggered
fine.
fuse Claptons. But the caveat to that is that you, my man, have to build 3 or more quarters.
Okay.
Should be simple enough for you, sir.
Don't jinx it, please.
And it needs to be in an MTL form.
Oh, fuck off. No.
Gauge it is.
I'm just kidding. Look,
my arse
everyone,
is doing this at the moment.
I want everyone to see the look on his face because he was so terrified when I just said MTLs. Holy fuck, that's funny.
No MTLs.
Sorry.
Have I got a wire gauge that I need to use, or is it any gauge that I want?
No, there's no parameter, just as long as they get built, and then obviously vape them and
Sweet.
whatnot. So that's what we're gonna do this week, and then next week is your choice, obviously. So don't torture us too much. But yeah, we're gonna do staggered fuse Claptons, just something simple. That, and I mean, Klowne and I don't do staggereds, right? So this helps kind of push that boundary a little bit more for us and introduce a new coil that we've literally never done.
Oh, and I'm gonna need help because I did try to just at least get a staggered stick going, and
ooh, bro, nasty coils, good fucking shout. All right, bro, you got to do macro staggered 4 cores, bro.
Right, what I'll do, right, you hear it now. I'll do a 3 and 4 core, normal SFC, and then I will try a macro stagger. I will try it.
You have 3 weeks, sir.
I mean, yeah, dude, you got 3 weeks to try to make a macro Clapton, bro.
All right, bastards.
Look, you offer them on your fucking menu, bro. We couldn't make it that easy for you.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. It's not an issue. But I'm not putting ribbon wire in it. You can fuck myself. I'm just gonna stick.
That's what Jedi said. He
Yeah, I
says
just
that
saw
Adam
that.
loves ribbon.
Poor old Jedi had to bear the brunt of a lot of it when he called me. Fuck ribbon
Always
wire.
remember though, staggered fuse Clapton MTLs are his favorite.
Yeah, everybody buy his SFC MTLs, bro.
Dude, Nasty Coils keeps just upping at 34 by 44 gauge.
Ooh. God damn.
Dude, you're gonna need to break out the grandpa glasses, the big old Coke bottle.
Mate, I'm actually looking at getting one of those jewelers ones with the big things with the lights on it. You're
This
a
man's
bastard.
gonna go-
We love you, but you're a bastard.
This man's gonna go in with the magnifying glass on his face, looking like a fucking coal miner and shit.
I've actually got coal miner's lamp up there because my eyes are so fucked. I have to put it on to see the wire, and I do use it quite a lot.
You know what though? I don't really blame you because I can see. I mean, I'm blind as fuck, right? Hence the reason why I'm wearing glasses. But trying to do these fucking MTLs in a 30 and a 40 gauge wrapped in 38 is kind of a pain in the ass because I'm blind as shit.
Yeah.
And then when that wire starts to spin and the light isn't just right, and it starts to disappear on you, I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
3652.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
I kind of start to get a little scared. I have thought about doing those little micro Claptons and like fucking 3648 or some shit like that,
Yeah.
right? And then trying those crazy ass fucking like alien builds that you see on Instagram now.
Oh yeah, I want to do that so bad.
Yeah, dude, where they take the micro Claptons and they put it over the core, and then they also do it with the alien wrap too. Those are cool as shit. But that's what we're doing for this week. So again, big shout out to our sponsor, Shake and Bake Media, Anthony Ramala.
That got stuck in my head for so many days.
You're welcome.
Horrendous.
So yeah, go over to shakeandbakemedia.com, and all of his pricings and everything else that Shake and Bake Media does is going to be on that website. You can also follow our boy I'm _Anthony Ramella on IG. You can also support him by going to exoticleafcbd.com, I think is the website. I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that.
Exotic Leaf USA.
Is it Exotic Leaf USA? Okay. Yeah, so there you go. And you can pick up some CBD gummies, or you can pick up some Delta 8, whatever you're looking for. Our man's got it. That's the dude to hit up for all of that shit. So otherwise, what do you guys got for your sign outs? Anything coming up?
We got songs first.
Oh, we do have songs. We do have songs. I forgot about the song list. Thank you for reminding me.
Go on, Duchess. What are your 2 songs?
Fuck, dude, I fucking forgot, bro.
Hollow Front.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Hollow Front, a band called Hollow Front. Song is called Panic. And then my second song. And if you guys want to put songs in the chat before we finish this up, we'll add one of your guys' songs to the chat as well. So drop some of those suggestions in the chat. But like Anthony puts in shit like fucking Biz Markie and shit.
Who gets to pick this time?
I don't know who gets to pick this time, but I mean, we'll figure it out. Otherwise, the second song that I picked for the playlist for the show, you can find this all on Spotify, actually, if you're looking for the show's playlist. It's from a band called Kingdom of Giants, and the song is called Two Sons. What you got, Klowne?
Continuing on my theme of I Want to Annoy Duchess, I'm doing Brad Paisley's Alcohol, and then Oceano, District of Misery. So I give you a little bit of both.
Okay.
If you guys have ever heard that song, go watch the music video. Seriously, like watching that man just start belting it out. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Well, my first song is Bad Religion, No Control. And because of the shirt, I did change it. I'm going with Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville. Just because of the shirt.
He's a parrot head.
But the original song was going to be The Cult, She Sells Sanctuary, which is also a good song.
Yeah. It's a fantastic song.
So what have we got in chat? Mastodon.
20 ply 0.2 by 0.1 single staple.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Damn, dude. Nasty. What is that? What does that amount to? Like, have you built that? Because I'm curious now.
I don't think I've seen Nasty Coils in the chat before tonight. So thank you for stopping it.
He's a new face. Thank you for stopping by. And
Thank you for stopping.
Coils.
Jump in the Discord as well. I know Jay has thrown the links in. So we need to pick a song. So what have we got? Down in the Hole, Alice in Chains, Mastodon, Blood and Thunder, Beach Boys. What do you
Beach
think?
Boys, though?
Laugh my ass off. Beds are burning. What one do you want? You can pick this one.
We're gonna go with my dude Robert Darkings, and we're gonna put on some Mastodon, Blood and Thunder, because that song is a banger.
Which one did you go with?
Blood and Thunder by Mastodon.
Oh yeah, dude, I was gonna go with that too. I haven't heard that in forever. I'll say
that
The
song is a
Creature
banger,
Lives is a good one, dude.
Yeah. So, sign outs. What do you guys got going on this upcoming week or the next 3 weeks, since that's how often we come on?
I guess I'll go first. Tuesday we're doing Mixing It Up. As far as I know, we are all agreed on doing donut mixes. I'm excited about that. I don't know why. I was just like, dude, let's make some donuts. So I was like, fuck it.
Because you've had so many donuts lately.
Yeah, that's true. We had donuts yesterday. But I really was like, let's make some donuts. And I have like an eclair mix out there, which I need to revisit, but I'm going to see what else I can do. So I'm excited about that. Then I think I have a review coming on Wednesday. So if you guys want to check that out, I am starting to get back into doing reviews, which I'm excited about. And then this week, I am hoping to record my coil building series on like some basic builds and at least to my skill level. If you guys have any suggestions on things I could talk about or points I could hit on, let me know. Like I've said it before, there are a ton of coil building tutorials out there. That's why I've kind of put it off for this far along and stuff. But this is one of those things of I've been asked enough to where I'm like, you know what, screw it. I might as well just record a video instead of trying to explain to people how I do things. Just makes it a little bit easier. And, you know, put in my 2 cents into the realm of coil building tutorials. So there's that. And then if you guys are interested in juice coils, hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. The email is clownvapes@gmail.com, or did I mention Discord? I mean, we have the Discord link for our Discord. I do have my own private one. If you go to my Facebook group, the Clown Crew, there should be a link that still works on there. I haven't really checked it in a while. I barely post on that thing, but I try. And then, you know, just also shameless plug for all my brothers over on Mixing It Up. Go check out their liquids. Seriously, Overdrip, make some banger custard. I haven't tried the pear pastry, but I heard is the shit. So go try that out. Sifu, if you're into all sorts of weird things, go try that out. He does some like really
he's
outlandish
got
mixes.
some off the wall like mixes.
I know, but they're so good. Like
I love Sifu's liquids. Sifu's liquids are amazing.
His fig custard. Oh my god, that's what inspired the whole lychee custard thing for me.
Peach among worlds.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
And then Mitch, go check him out. Seriously, his ripple is amazing. I tore through the mango fritter. I know everybody says the other mango is really good. I haven't tried it yet, but the mango fritter is amazing. The mango mayhem. I haven't tried that one, but the mango fritter lasted about roughly 3 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for me,
I haven't had that one yet.
I vape through so much stuff that for me, liquids last forever. And for me to like just solidly tear through something like that really speaks quite a bit.
This one, this is what people need to
I
pick up
haven't
for
tried that
March.
one yet. That's the one I'm waiting
Bro,
on.
it's so good. Even Sifu said it. It's legit
Mm-hmm.
a peanut butter cup.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
That's what it is. It's just straight up Reese's peanut butter cup.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Sloane, what you got?
First of all, fuck you, nasty coils. I'm not doing no more braided loops. There's got quite a lot going on. Next week is second episode of my new show with Jackson Vape Reviews called Weekend Bullshit, where we just sit around, chat shit, and just have a laugh. And that's on this channel again. So make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell jingly thing so it'll tell you when it's coming up. Also, next week we've got the last Cross the Pond episode, which is not going to be on YouTube. It will just be a podcast review. Then after that, we're going to be going live. That's on this channel as well. As of tomorrow, I will be putting out MTL Stagger Fuse Claptons on the Google form on www.thecloudcarteluk.com. Just remember, I make them to order because I'm not sitting down and rage sweating over making 50 pairs in one go. So they will be made to order. So if you order, give me an extra day just so I can make them for you. Apart from that, I think that's about it. Make sure you join our Discord. And yeah, I'm done. Oh, and follow me on Instagram, the Cloud Cartel UK. Duchess.
Yeah. So thank you everyone so much for joining us today. I did see a couple of new faces, so shout out to you guys for joining in. If you haven't done so already, make sure you click that subscribe button and then click the little bell notification and hit all, so you know when this channel goes live again, whether it's for a Cross Pond podcast or if it's for this show or anything else that ends up getting put up. Otherwise, I know that KVTV, so Klowne just put the Discord link in the chat. Also, shout out to Tuning for all the fantastic moderator stuff that you do across the entire whole of YouTube.
He's
You're
everywhere.
An absolute monster. You're an absolute monster, and we love you. So shout out to Addy Tuning. Otherwise, if you want to
the level of Google Forms he has for all
dude, right? Otherwise, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram. That's at Duchess_coils. You can click the little link on my IG page. That'll take you to my order form. Otherwise, you can go to DuchessCoils.com. Since I finally got that sorted back out, apparently I had an issue with the website. And you can click the little chain link looking logo up in the top right-hand corner. That'll take you to the order form, or you can click the camera. That'll take you to my IG. And then again, that link is on my my IG page, so you can get there. I am going to be putting up photos. I'm trying to put up photos a little bit more often as I get them done. I'm trying to get more of the exotic type stuff out again, and whatnot. I know the weird Freelian that I did that you guys saw. That's over on my IG. So otherwise, if you ever want to try to get into building, I know I've heard a lot of people say it. You know, they've at least looked into it and they kind of want to figure out where to start. We not only have that Google Doc that's down in the description of the show, but you can also find it on our Discord. So again, click the link for that Discord. Come hang out with us. It's a giant ball of fuckery and fun. And if you wanted, again, if you did want to get into building, you can also just send us an email. That's codenamewired@gmail.com. And one of us three will get to that. We all have access to that email. So we'll get back to you on that. Otherwise, I don't think I have anything else coming up that I'm aware of.
Just
I
remembered.
did want to add.
Go on, Jay.
Fresh, I think it's this coming weekend. They're gonna do a charity thing to finish up the money for Mike's
Oh
stuff.
yeah. There's a wishing well this next Saturday. Fresh 03 is doing it.
Go check that out. I know Tooney's posted the link for Mike's thing. If you have anything you can give, please do.
And
Helps out their family greatly because
Yeah.
funeral costs and things like that are not cheap.
No, not at all. So
okay.
yeah, I think that's all I have coming up. Other than we have this show again in another 3 weeks, so we'll see how all those builds come out. You can also follow the show if you want to have any updates about what we're doing or anything like that. I'm trying to manage the social media a little bit more. You can follow us codename.wired over on IG, and that'd be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, we hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your guys' weekend. Again, thank you for everybody out there in the audience for joining us today. And we'll catch you